Mr. Transformers 96 here with another video. I'm going to be talking about some newly shown Transformers the Last Night figures. This time I'm going to be talking about two of the, I believe, the Knights of Cybertron, being Dragonicus and Stormreign, something like that. So I'm a little confused as to all of the different animal parties in this new film. I'm not 100% sure if these are part of the Knights of Cybertron, if all four of these characters are in the same group in the movie and they all form Dragonstorm, or how this is kind of going to go down. So I'm a little confused on that. If you guys can clarify, that would be great. But we do have the new images of these two new characters that both transform, from what I can understand, into individual dragons that can also be combined into Dragonstorm, which is very cool. We have seen Dragonstorm in the trailers, particularly in the TV spots. Actually, we've been seeing Dragonstorm a lot, and he's looking very cool. I'm also a little confused as to if these are villains or not, because I believe the Knights of Cybertron are really there to kind of stop Prime, so they're more of good guys. So I'm not quite sure if Dragonstorm is a part of them, or if not. He looks very villainous, but I'm not quite sure if he is a villain or a hero. Nonetheless, though, these look like very cool figures. This set will be a leader class set, so I would imagine that the Dragonstorm will be kind of leader class, and then the two other figures of Dragonicus and Stormreign, or Stormreign, whatever, that they are more, I would say, kind of in between Deluxe and Voyager. They might be Voyagers. So overall, I think it's very cool to get a combiner, which is quite nice. I do believe that in the movie, more than just these two will form Dragonstorm, though. On the bio for this, it does say the Knights of Cybertron, and then it lists their names as well, combined to form Dragonstorm. So I think that it's a larger form of characters that do form Dragonstorm. However, just because, you know, they obviously don't want to sell like a massive set with everybody, they're just doing two to form Dragonstorm. So these two look very nice, though. I think that the figures themselves, the one on the left here, I'm not quite sure which is which actually, but the one on the left does look nice. He looks more humanoid in his stature. Doesn't really have much wings, like a wingspan, but he does look nice. I do like his head sculpt a lot. Probably one of my favorite head sculpts I've seen from these types of characters, so I do like that quite a bit. The colors, I wish that the colors were a bit different. It's a bit odd to get like several different shades of whites and grays mixed in with blacks and blue, a little bit of yellow, a little bit of red. It just looks, there's just too much going on. I wish that they would more streamline it with just maybe stick with grays and silvers, but then just do, you know, different shades of them. That would be very cool. But unfortunately, they have quite a few color schemes going on. Same thing with the other one. The other one looks quite nice as well. The other one looks much bulkier, and he does have wings, so I would imagine that he will be the bulk of Dragonstorm. But he does look very nice. I also don't see like dragon heads on these characters. I mean, you have a bit of this right here, which seems like the top of a head of a dragon, but I don't know how you can fit like 3 dragon heads on these figures and not have any of them exposed. So that's kind of interesting. You know, I'm not quite sure how they're going to do that, but I would imagine that the arms of that guy transform into the dragon heads, or at least 2 of the dragon heads, based on what we see. If you compare his arms with the necks of Dragonstorm, it does seem to match up, but I don't know what you're going to do about that third one. So this will be a very interesting, fun transformation. I think that having this as a leader class is a great idea, and I do like the designs of these figures, just not a big fan of the color scheme. I wish that the color scheme was a bit more something that mixed. I guess what I would have liked is to have the blue taken out, because the blue just kind of throws me for a loop, and instead replace it with different shades of silvers, grays, or even black would be fine. But to have the final Dragonstorm come out as multiple different shades of whites and grays and silvers, as well as blacks and metallic blue, and then with splashes of orange, does look a little strange. So I definitely would like it to be a little bit more movie accurate, because in the movie it's much like the Dinobots, where it's a lot of just silvers, like dark silvers basically. So overall this does look very nice. I do plan to get it, and again, I would like to know if these characters go along with Skeletron or Steelbane, and you know, I'm not sure if they're part of the same allegiance or if all four of these and some more transform to form Dragonstorm, as well as specifically what is Dragonstorm's loyalties lie. You know, is he a villain? Is he a good guy? Is he just there to stop Optimus, or is he there to fight a good Optimus? Not quite sure. But overall, very intriguing, and I am very excited that we do have another leader class figure coming out. I thought that they would probably just end it with Prime and Megatron, but to see Dragonstorm being produced in the leader class is wonderful. Very excited for this. Definitely plan to get it. So let me know what you guys think of this figure, and thanks so much for watching.